Here's an excerpt from Radio Free Nintendo, episode 448, Accurate Portrayals of Baboons in the Media. You can hear more at NintendoWorldReport.com. John, next email.
All right, Renee writes, it's a new season, so let's ask that question. The one question to rule them all. And who knows, you may have picked up a few new listeners since it was last asked.
I hope so.
What is your favorite game?
Oh, I was very Shatner-esque that one. I know Johnny used to say.
I try to make it as epic as possible.
I know Johnny used to say your cadence was Shatner-esque, but that was beautiful.
I'm a rocket man.
Rocket man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's probably been more games. Let's not forget, since it was last.
Oh, absolutely.
But I'm not sure whether any there would contend for the top spot or not.
So, I'll go here. My default answer, I think, in the past has been Wind Waker. I can't remember.
Is it Wind Waker HD now?
Well, no. I think I'm kind of coming around to the point where I can't deny that there's a serious competitor in the Ogre Battle game. Like, I think I pushed it off going like, no, fuck you, there's no way that's real. But, like, in terms of just nostalgia and having to really suppress the desire to go back and play that game, it's up there. But I think from a pure, just objectivist standpoint, it's probably Wind Waker.
It's tough. I find stuff like that difficult to reconcile. You know, when you have 2 or 3, 4 hours, you have several games that you really, really like in different ways. How do you reconcile that? How do you rank one over the other? Or, you know, how would I rank Super Metroid over Ocarina of Time, over Sin and Punishment, over any of these other games?
Disaster Day Crisis,
Galaxy 2, Disaster, all that good stuff.
Over Rock and Roll Climber.
There's just such a they're so different. I mean, I think games can be so diverse. I just really, really find it difficult to pin down a favorite for like one generation, let alone several generations.
It's okay to have a favorite child, favorite game.
You're so backpedaling,
also,
Greg.
like,
just if you're explaining, you're losing.
No, but also like
are you Donald Trump?
But also, like, the games that are older that you played when you were a kid have kind of an unfair advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
another part.
There's no unfair advantage though. This is
no,
your
but sometimes
personal...
it's just like it's linked not so much to an era or to like its qualities, or it's more linked to where your life was at that point.
Well, here's the thing though. The question isn't what's the best game you've played. It's what's
your favorite.
What's
right?
your favorite?
Oh yeah. But the problem is, it's like
next question.
The point I'm making is that, and I think that Guillaume's getting to is that, that your 10-year-old you's favourite game, and then there's your 22-year-old you's favourite game. What is your favourite game?
Right.
There's another sort of layer of apples and oranges to it that just I can't really reconcile that well. But I mean, the top kind of contenders off the top of my head would definitely be Super Metroid, sort of maybe Dracula X, Sin and Punishment. These are some of my absolute favourites. Not necessarily the ones I think are the greatest ever in terms of game design or achievement or importance or whatever, but just some of my favourite games. And certainly feel kind of spoiled for choice with Mario. I mean, there's so
Galaxy 2 is amazing.
Galaxy 2 is really good. I like both 3D Land and World. I really love going back to Super Mario World itself, which is obviously 2D games is a bit more different. Super Mario 64 was earth shattering at the time. I mean, it's I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have to waffle this much, but that's what I've got.
So it's Rock and Roll Climber. That's canon now because anyone who refuses to answer, it's Rock and Roll Climber.
I see. Well, yeah. So I want to avoid just naming Chrono Trigger and Super Metroid. Okay, I just named them, but they've just been. I've played them so many times when I was a kid, so many times over and over again. So they've got a special place.
And I think that's okay. I think in the context of this, that's fine.
Yeah, the last game that gave me a feeling that wow, I can't quit you, game. You're special, and I'm really really enjoying this.
Pikmin 3.
More. Actually, yeah, that's a good candidate. But I was actually going to say Bayonetta 2.
Wow.
It's really good. It's
Oh no, it's
really
amazing.
fucking good.
I just didn't guess that at all.
Yeah.
Well, no, you wouldn't guess that because it was not even in my top 5
No,
for
it wasn't.
2014. But I hadn't played it yet. I had played maybe 1 or 2 levels.
Oh, that's right. And that's right, because I was egging you on to go play it more.
Yeah, so I did, and I played it again and again.
I
and
was
again,
right
like-
for once.
So it was really like one of those. I like a well-made character action game. And the game gave me a feeling that I last got when I was playing Beautiful Joe on the GameCube. It had that same spot, and Beautiful Joe was one of my favorite GameCube games. So
I really like Beautiful Joe. That's true. And
You-
I'm
Unless
big
you
fan
played Beautiful Joe on the DS, you don't get to say you liked Beautiful Joe.
I did. I did end up selling
I'm
the cartridge when I finished it.
Guillaume,
Red Hot
I will
Rumble?
when I find a therapist who specializes that, I will let you know.
Yeah. I mean,
It
for
was
me,
alright. It was an okay game, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty predictable. Super Metroid, Final Fantasy VI, Super Mario World. I mean, those are all my favorites. I mean,
That's
NHL 94.
I've had some. I mean, I have had several in the last several years on non-Nintendo platforms I've really liked. I really liked Ori and the Blind Forest. That was a really, really good game.
And where does stuff
Destiny is great. It's one of the best games I've played, easily.
like better than World of Warcraft or?
I don't know. They're kind of different. I mean, WoW. It's like I played WoW for so long that it's just kind of.
Yeah, it's not really the game anymore. WoW is just the everything it is.
Yeah, it's like WoW. It's like somebody. I think somebody kind of made that joke before. Like, oh, is WoW the best game you ever played? I'm like, no. Like I don't have that emotional. I came in so late to it that I don't have that emotional attachment to it. I really like it. But
And WoW is just a really well executed MMO. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it
But
is an
plus
MMO
it just
ass
kept
MMO.
evolving also.
Like
Like,
with-
it's
like
WoW
with-
is very different now.
yeah,
than
it
what
is
was.
exactly right. It changes a lot. I mean, I'd say probably for MMOs like Warhammer Online, that game was completely broken.
I was
but
hoping
that,
you were gonna go like Hellgate London, and I was just gonna end the
oh
call.
no, but that's the thing. But that was
Hang
really
up.
that was kind of the game with the like in terms of MMOs. That was the one that really kind of introduced me to the whole genre. And so there was some stuff that happened in there that was honestly like really really cool.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I really really liked it. But that game's horribly fucking broken.
Oh yeah, it's notorious.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, all of that. Like for
But
me,
that's another
it's,
aspect to it. Like, how would you sort of compare, the
Yeah.
sort of almost like lifestyle element, of playing an MMO
Yeah, it's
really regularly to playing Super Metroid or sort of
Because
however-
it's almost less of a game and more of a thing you do at that point.
Yeah, I say it's a
yeah.
lifestyle choice. It's really is a hobby unto itself. People might say gaming in general is a hobby, but an MMO is a hobby in and of itself.
Yeah, and a lot of it too. A lot of my attachment to games has to do with like, was this the first time I had that particular type of gaming experience? Like Super Metroid was the first time I had that kind of Metroidvania gaming experience. Warhammer Online was the first time where I had that kind of MMO. You're playing online with 50 people in a huge group fighting another group of 50 people kind of thing. And like same thing with like first-person shooters too. It's like I can't even think of a first-person shooter that would be like my favorite one of all time because they all
John,
kind
let
of
me
blend in. I
Yeah,
don't know.
John.
Goldeneye probably, to be honest with you.
because that's probably the first time you got to do local multiplayer shooter.
Yeah, and I mean,
So there's something specific. So John, let me ask you a question. What first did Disaster give you?
First terrorist.
For the first time,
Barrist.
the first time
First
I saw
time
Steve.
Steve fell in the
Yes,
lava.
I was gonna say the first time Steve Hewitt died, my heart broke. It was my first broken heart for Steve Hewitt.
And obviously you'd never
You
see
know his
the
last
sort
I do.
He's in the game like
Of course, I
11
just have
seconds.
to look at my tattoo, and it's right there.
John is basically Guy Pearce from Memento, except it's all facts from the disaster script on his body.
I love how I just kind of let that slip. Oh, it's Steve Hewitt. Oh, I mean, I don't know Steve Hewitt's last. Shit.
God damn it! All right.